World War III, a chilling possibility or a mere figment of our collective fear? Let's venture into the tumultuous landscape of global politics and unravel the web of events that have led us to where we stand today. In the past few years, we've witnessed a series of incidents that have not only disrupted the world order, but also heightened global tensions. In 2021, the world watched with bated breath as the colossal Ever Given ship blocked the Suez Canal, a critical artery of global trade. This incident, while seemingly unrelated to war, underscored the delicate balance of our interconnected world and the potential for unforeseen disruptions. Rolling back the years to 2014, Russia's annexation of Crimea sent shockwaves through the international community. This bold geopolitical move, seen by many as a blatant violation of international law, instigated a series of sanctions against Russia, further straining its relations with the West. Fast forward to 2022, and the stakes have been raised even higher. In response to Russia's aggressive actions, the United States, Britain, Europe, and Canada unveiled a new wave of sanctions. The restrictions on Russian banks' access to the SWIFT international payment system, the ejection of Russian banking assets, and the curbs on Russian individuals have all contributed to an escalating financial war. These events, while significant in themselves, are part of a broader tapestry of global tension and conflict. From the Arab Spring to the war in Afghanistan, from the Cambridge Analytica scandal to the global outcry over racial injustices, the world has been simmering with unrest. As we stand on the precipice of 2023, the air of uncertainty is palpable. The world is more interconnected than ever, and yet, paradoxically, more divided. The question on everyone's lips is not whether we can predict the future, but whether we can learn from our past. Are we heading towards World War III? As we delve deeper into the domino effect of these global tensions, we will try to decipher this daunting question. The domino effect of global politics is a precarious one. We're not just talking about a single event, but rather a cascade of incidents that have led us to where we are today. Let's take a look at the sanctions imposed on Russia. These measures were not just a blow to the Russian economy, they also sent shockwaves across the globe. The blocking of certain Russian banks from the SWIFT international payment system, for instance, effectively curbed Russian exports and imports. This didn't just affect Russia, but rippled outwards to economies worldwide that rely on trade with the country. Furthermore, the sanctions went beyond the economic sphere. They also sparked a domino effect of political retaliation. Countries across the globe have had to reconsider their alliances and their stance on global politics. It's a delicate dance, and one misstep can upset the entire balance. Take the World Economic Forum in Davos, for example. The absence of the Russian delegation this year was a glaring indicator of the political tensions that are brewing. Meanwhile, the high-level Chinese presence signaled a shift in the political landscape. These shifts in alliances and allegiances aren't just isolated incidents, they are dominoes falling in a larger geopolitical game. Moreover, the sanctions have had unintended consequences. They've led to a rise in nationalism and an us-versus-them mentality. This is a dangerous path that can lead to further escalation and conflict. The consequences of these domino effects are far-reaching. They are reshaping the world as we know it, impacting economies and straining alliances. These shifts are creating new fault lines in global politics. Fault lines that, if not managed carefully, could lead to further escalation and possibly even conflict. The tectonic plates of global politics are shifting, creating fault lines that could potentially trigger the next global conflict. In this age of high-speed communication, why is dialogue taking a back seat? It's a question that looms large as we navigate through an era defined by escalating tensions and complex geopolitical dynamics. Take, for example, the World Economic Forum in 2023. This global gathering was a golden opportunity for diplomatic conversations, a chance to bridge divides and foster understanding. Yet the Russian delegation was conspicuously absent. A seat at the table remained empty, the silence echoing louder than any spoken words. This absence is more than just a missed meeting, it's a symbol of the broader trend we're seeing around the world. Dialogue and diplomatic efforts seem to be falling by the wayside, replaced by a cold standoffishness that only serves to heighten the tensions. The lack of conversation, the absence of open communication, it's like watching a chess game unfold where neither player speaks. They only move their pieces, each one escalating the stakes, pushing us closer to a precipice we dare not approach. This is not just about one country or one forum, it's a global issue. As dialogue dwindles, the drumbeats of war grow louder. We find ourselves asking, could this silence be the harbinger of the storm to come? Are we on the brink of a conflict that could reshape our world? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, without dialogue, we risk losing much more than just words. As we gaze into the crystal ball of the future, the specter of World War III looms large. The world as we know it stands on the precipice of a significant shift. The global stage has been set, and the actors are in place, each playing their part in this intricate dance of power, politics, and potential devastation. The past few years have seen a surge in international tensions, with the planet's major powers engaging in a high-stakes game of chess. The dominoes are lined up, teetering on the edge of a cascade that could lead to a global conflict of unprecedented proportions. From the Suez Canal's blockade in 2021 to the annexation of Crimea Peninsula by Russia in 2014, each event has added another piece to the puzzle. In 2022, the Western world imposed severe sanctions on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine. The ripple effects of these sanctions have been felt worldwide, with economies feeling the pinch and global relations becoming increasingly strained. The absence of dialogue between key nations is a worrying sign, and the absence of the Russian delegation at the World Economic Forum in Davos in 2023 only highlights this concern. As we navigate the complex web of international relations, we cannot ignore the increasing fear and possibility of World War III, the strained relations, the absence of dialogue, and the escalating conflicts around the globe could potentially trigger a global conflict. It's a chilling thought, the possibility of a third world war. But it's a reality we must face, not with fear, but with the determination to foster peace and dialogue. The events of the past few years serve as a warning, a call to action for world leaders to set aside their differences and work towards a common goal, a peaceful, stable world. As we inch closer to the end of 2023, the world holds its breath, hoping for peace but preparing for the worst. We stand at a crossroads, and the path we choose now will shape the future of our planet. Let's hope it's a path of peace, understanding and unity, because after all, the only war worth fighting is the one against war itself.